This is a story of the Northwest energy economy, and it's a story of the biggest change that's happened in the Northwest energy economy in a long, long time. The story actually starts in North Dakota, and what happened in North Dakota is just a few years ago we had a raft of new drilling techniques and fracking techniques that allowed us to extract huge quantities of oil from a formation known as the Bakken Formation. It turned out we didn't have, as a country, much capacity to move that stuff around. Railroads began to go on a bender, basically, of building new tanker cars that would allow them to carry oil from the Bakken Formation to points all across the country. And in the Pacific Northwest, it's a particularly big deal because it's here where we've got 11 projects already underway, 3 of them are already built actually, that will allow Bakken oil to be moved by a rail car and then shipped to port terminals or to refineries. Well, they'll be moved either to domestic markets or possibly overseas, depending on what happens with the future of oil in this country and in Canada as well. And really, this isn't a story about any particular project. It's not about one project in Ferndale or another project in Tacoma. It's about the cumulative impacts that all of these projects have together. In the past, the Northwest has received almost all of its oil from vessels coming from Alaska or from pipelines coming from Canada. Now we're looking at a world in which we may be receiving 700,000 barrels per day brought in by train, maybe more than that. It could be quite a bit more than that, actually. I think it's reasonable to say that looking at what's on the drawing board now, looking at what's already underway, we're looking at a future where a very large share of the Northwest oil supply is delivered by train. And that raises questions. That raises questions about the risks of oil spills, it raises questions about rail congestion and traffic congestion, and it raises questions about whether we want to put thousands of loaded oil trains on the region's rail systems. Right now, the media and most government officials have been thinking about these projects kind of one by one. They're looking at them on a case-by-case basis. But I think there's a very strong argument to be made that it's really kind of the aggregate effects that matter. It's the aggregate risks of spill and of vessel traffic movement that's where we really need to keep our eye on the ball.